Good morning, you guys. FSC Trucking. Just got up this morning over here at this Hampton Inn. We're in Eden, Minnesota this morning. Got Orwell right here behind me. We just got done with it yesterday. What a story, let me tell you. It's cool I caught that airplane right there. So here's what's going on. Why are we in a hotel and not running our green APU? We got here late last night, about 10 o'clock-ish. Shop got done with the two differentials. I wound up having a differential failure. The rear one went out on it. So instead of doing one, we did two. I was able to find a matching set, and that's a big whole story. We're going to have to go ahead and use the cell phone to update you, because we filmed with the phone when Jen came up with my parts. With that, we're getting ready to get going. We're going to go back to the airport, same place that plane was going, and go pick up that truck that we dropped off. They were showing it over there. MB Company was showing it off and doing what they do to sell it, I guess, while I was at the shop getting my diffs repaired. So it worked out really good. Wound up having no downtime. And, you know, obviously I got to be grateful for Jen to, you know, go all the way down to Badger, pick up my parts. Badger had them in stock, which I was amazed that Badger had them in stock and Weller didn't, which kind of is not the normal way you would think, being Weller's a big national brand. All right, that's enough about gazing at planes. Either way, I was quite surprised that Weller didn't have them in stock, but they could have got it to me Tuesday. Today's Friday. That really wouldn't have worked out. So Jen went all the way down to Badger, picked up my diffs, brought them all the way up here, and I had a shop up here locally. What was it, Northern Truck and Trailer, or Northern Trailer, or something like that. They went ahead and installed it for me. I'll tell you right now, you want to talk about a hard-working dude right there. This dude's name's Jackson. He works over there. He's the guy that worked on that truck. He busted ass on that truck all day yesterday. And that truck actually kicked his ass a little bit. It was just a little difficult working with it. It just, the U-joints didn't want to come out. Nothing was going easy. It had a bent stud in the diff, you know, the housing where holds the diff chunk to it. Nothing was going very easy, but it got done. Either way, the whole job got done, no downtime, thankfully. So, and I was able to stay at the hotel and get some editing done for you guys. All right, so with that, let me go ahead and fire up Orwell, get that start going, get the air going. If it was really cold, I would have already just left the green APU running anyway, but we really didn't need to. It's really not that cold. Hoodie weather today. It's all we need today. All right, with that, let me get in there, turn the key, fire them up, go pack my bags, and we'll get out of here. Alrighty, good morning, Orwell. Well, you might be able to notice, unfortunately, still we're only running a one-side stack. The passenger side, it's fake for the time being. It had to do with the green APU. Let me go ahead and show you. Those who are new to the channel might not know this little mod we did. It's right underneath here, this little chrome box we got. That's the little green APU. That runs my heat and air conditioning while I'm sleeping. But we were at the hotel, so everything was off. Now the exhaust for the APU runs out the bottom. For now, that's going to change. But the wires had to go up underneath the cab. Now, obviously, this being a Cabover, the cab goes up and goes back down. So the wires had to come, and the hoses had to come all the way from the APU to the hinge and back around up here. And inside this door here is where the HVAC box is. That's where the heating and air conditioning magic happens. My exhaust system was too close. You see the APU right there. The exhaust came down, came under, and routed up. It was too close, so I had to redo it. So for the time being, we just hacked it off. I capped the Y pipe and called it a day. So that just goes along for the ride, kind of like show. Except no, we're not doing it for the show aspect, we're doing it for the functionality aspect of it for now. Eventually I'm going to redo the exhaust and we'll have both sides smoking again. We may actually have the green APU's exhaust going up into the right side stack as well. That way it's not just putting it right underneath the cab, it'll be up in the air where it belongs. Well, that's the game plan. So we're going to go ahead and run inside real quick. We'll let Orwell idle up, warm up. And I got to still pack my bag, put my computer away, and all that from all the editing jobs I've been doing over here while waiting on the truck. All right, so with that. Oh, by the way, I did have good breakfast. And I got decent Wi-Fi here, so that's pretty good too. All right, enough of yapping. Let's get inside and get this day started. I got to go back to the shop, get my trailer, go to the airport, then we load up that equipment. It's supposed to be 10 o'clock. It's like, what, 7:30 now, so we got plenty of time. Door's still stiff. There we go. I shut it with some force, it'll go. It's 8:23 now. There's green APU hat right there. Basic game plan is we got to go up to Stockman's right across from the Peterbilt dealer up in Minneapolis. That's either Minneapolis or St. Paul, I forget. You can tell how often I'm there. I do know that's where there's a Peterbilt dealer there, 'cause that's where I got some corner glass. Either way, I got to get fuel. So we'll go ahead and get fuel there too. That's where we're supposed to wait, approximately 10 o'clock. Me and maybe three other, I think 3 total actually. Me and 2 other Widmeyer trucks, both company trucks. Supposed to go load up the equipment that we dropped off at the airport, load that up again, and everything finals out in Denver. You know, I was just thinking, might be able to kick that off over the weekend too. That would be nice. Although, I don't really won't make much difference on my end, but either way, I'm waiting for the trailer to charge up some air. It's been sitting for a few days. Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, today's Friday, day 3. With this place here, Northern Trailer Repair, they also repair trucks. You see right in front of us, in front of this Landstar trailer, that's where we were. We were in bay number 24 over there in the mid-bay. They do a crap ton of work up in here. But again, I gotta give a big shout out to the one tech that worked on his truck a lot. His name's Jackson. He's like a, local dude, early 20s, young guy, hard worker. Small dude too. He gets up inside the truck easy, like up underneath the diffs, and sits in between the frame rails and just works. He started on the truck, what was it, Wednesday, determined what gear ratio we had, and then we'll talk while we're driving. I'm gonna go out this way so you guys can see the lay of the land that they got here. But I wanted to give a big shout out and appreciation to the one tech that works here. It's a young man, his name's Jackson. He's like literally his very early 20s. Hard worker. For whatever reason, this crazy son of a gun, he enjoys driveline work. So working on Orwell and changing them rears was somewhat enjoyable for the guy. Plus he got to work on an old Cabover that he doesn't hardly ever see. Everybody in here, once I got here, taking pictures of the truck and stuff. I thought that was real cool. And I appreciate that stuff. I really do. It humbles me, believe it or not, it does. North American Trailer, they call it. Okay, that's the place. These guys who did the work. Now, bear in mind, the diffs were rebuilt by Badger, it's not their parts. They supplied the diff. Sorry, Badger supplied the diff. The only thing they supplied was U-joints and oil and labor. And that dude Jackson, he busted his ass. So the first day we got in, the thing was determine what ratio I had, so I know if I was going to change, if the 370s that were available at Badger were the right ones or not, whether they would do me good. So the first thing was get the drive shaft off the back of the truck. That was a nightmare. I had to come off with a blowtorch. Just cut the U-joints in half. course, cutting grease-filled U-joints, that's a little fiery mess. Got it done. Take the yoke off, and at the shaft, the end of the pinion, where it sticks through the housing, put your yoke on, there's a nut that goes on there. And at the end of that pinion shaft is a bunch of numbers, and it'll give you your gear ratio. It'll tell you how many teeth are on the ring and how many teeth are on the pinion. And do some quick math, it comes out with 3.70. That's the gear ratio. Once we determined the gear ratio, I was able to know for fact that what Badger had for me as far as rebuilt differentials, a matching set, would good for the truck. So that's when I sent Jen. At that point, their answer was, get done with work that had to be done. I'll hang out and wait for Jen to arrive. That was kind of towards the end of the day, I think. It was just a waiting game. Once Jen picked up the diffs and started heading in, then again, bear in mind for poor Jen, it was, what is it, like a 2-hour drive to get down to Badger, and I think 7, maybe 8, probably more like 7 to get from Badger to here. So Jen really got it done. Ultimately yesterday, in the earlier part of the morning, obviously after we dropped the diffs off at the shop, me and Jen went to the hotel, and in the morning when this dude Jackson got to work, he started busting his ass, pulling the diffs apart. And when me and Jen got done running errands and taking care of things that we had to take care of out here, particularly run around and get my my air card fixed up so I can edit on the road, get some new clothes because I needed a pair of jeans real bad, running out of them. Got back and they already had the forward diff already basically done. They were just getting it buttoned up. It was later on that we came back after eating that they had a little trouble getting a rear axle differential put in because one of the studs wasn't letting the housing go on. So once they determined what was wrong, that got fixed up. And then put the cores in the pickup truck. I sent Jen on her way home. So right now the cores are sitting in my pickup truck in the shop, my shop. And Badger usually have trucks coming up north, so I should be able to get them to pick up their cores and bring them back. So that'll work out for there. Now on the videography side, here's the trouble. This whole thing was, I wanted to try to film and edit at the same time, right, and go along. So when I got back after loading this truck, I had another video that I had to make. So I made the one video I dropped of me driving out there talking about the green APU. I didn't have time to edit the video coming back. But when I got home after loading it, I made the one video, went to the shop, serviced the truck, and that's when I found that rear diff had gone out, but I was already under the load, and it was only 5 hours. I figured it'll have to hold on that much longer. Absolute worst case, if it failed, take the drive shaft off, throw the power divider in, and hammer down on one axle drive. I made it, but I didn't want to go any farther. I did not have the time to get the footage from getting loaded and coming to Minneapolis, from getting loaded and coming home. I didn't get a chance to get that footage out of my home computer. Nor did I film coming to Minneapolis because it was dark out when I did. And by the time I got unloaded and stuff, I was already swirling with 80 billion phone calls trying to find out what gearing I had. First, I had to call Peterbilt and find out what axles do I have in this truck so I could order them. Once I determined the part numbers, I was able to find out, okay, who makes the diff, what model number, all that. They were Eaton 402s, I think they call them. which is actually still a very common diff, thank God. So then it was a matter of locating them, and that's when I sat on the phone at the Stockman's while trying to talk with our other drivers. Where in the world am I getting these differentials from? Well, the first thought I had was Weller, and I have nothing bad to say about Weller. I just happen to use Badger because I would rather know the guy to put my crap together than a larger company, although that company will stand behind their work. I've seen them do it. Either way, it was a matter of drop the load off on Wednesday, pick it back up on Wednesday morning, I should say. Drop it off Wednesday morning, and then pick up the load. Oh, sorry, we're not going back to the hotel. I stay in this lane. Oops. Sorry, little propane tanker, I missed you. I'm thinking go back to the hotel. I make to the left. Let me step on it and get around the corner here. So the name of the game was unload the freight. This little goofy looking little truck, half a truck, because it has a trailer permanently attached to it, that isn't attached to it when I haul it. Drop it Wednesday morning. It gives me Wednesday all day, Thursday all day, Friday up until 10 a.m. to get, to have whatever work done. So then it was like, okay, Weller probably would be the fastest way to get this job done. How do we do it? Well, they didn't have anything in stock. They had 355 gear ratio coming, which I probably would have preferred, but they couldn't get it here till Tuesday because it was in dyno in Grand Rapids. And the only way it would have been faster to get them 355s, I'd have had to send Jen all the way to Grand Rapids, Michigan, turn around and drive all the way out here. It would have never happened in time. At least I don't think. And I wasn't going to put her through that. So my answer was, all right. So I called Badger so I can make absolutely sure that I had the right final numbers. So I start looking for outside sourcing. And that's where Ron over there told me, he said, hey, I've got a set of 370s on the shelf for you, matching set, front rear. Really? All right, well, all right. So I called Jen and I go, hey babe, I got good, bad, and ugly news. Hey, what's that? I go, the good news is the truck made it. Bad news is it's got to be repaired on site. The ugly news is I got to have you go all the way down to Milwaukee, get the parts, and bring them all the way to me with my pickup truck. Can you do it? Well, she called out of work and got it done. So that's how the ball bounced. Now back to the video here. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, but after we get loaded, I'll film heading to Denver with the same truck that I hauled out to here. How I fit the other footage in when I get home to get it, if I even do, we'll see. I might not. I guess that footage might have just been a waste. I did film with the cell phone in and out while we were working. Obviously, North American Trailer wasn't sponsoring the video, so I really didn't want to do like a whole film production while they were working and all of that. So I did get some decent footage of the old diffs that came out, the new diffs that came in, and so on. So I'll try to figure out how to work that into the video. Heck, I might put it in right here. There she is. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
You made it.
I did.
With the little guy.
I can't reach him. Oh.
Little travel companion, huh? He got you all the way here. Alrighty, what do we got in the back here? I would have thought they would have created them. Alrighty.
Oh, the diffs in here.
Alrighty. Hi, baby. Thanks for coming down. By the way, boys and girls, I'm trying to not make a shadow on you. By the way, boys and girls, this was a very interesting day. I had to call Jen. She came out of work. She drove 2 hours, right? About 2 hours, maybe a little more. About 2 hours to get down to Milwaukee, pick up the differentials, and then I told you 5 hours, but I think you're more like 6 to 7.
Yeah.
To get up here, we're south of Minneapolis, St. Paul area at the shop. Orwell's inside, right there. You can see him in the. Well, I don't know if you can't see him. Orwell's in the shop. Rear diff is gone. Forward diff is not long in this world, so doing both. Same ratio. I was hoping to get a different ratio. The problem was the trouble was what can you find in stock? That was the thing. Weller around here, the fastest they can get anything was a 355 gear ratio, available Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. That ain't gonna work. So they got the truck torn apart. I figured out what we needed with the yokes, with the diffs, figured out the gear ratio that was in it, which was 370s. Those are 370s. Badger rebuild for the win. Down there in Brookfield, Wisconsin. That's the guys that did my transmission for me some years back. They had them in stock. So Jen fired up my Hemi, ran down there and got them. All right, so let's get ahead and unload them and get on with the day. No, they're on tires.
Okay, I will,
So yeah, you're gonna have to get like something to grab them out, like scoop them up from like the holes.
yeah, I'll grab a chain and grab a chain and some hooks and close them up.
Excellent, cool. You gonna get them? You want to grab them right here?
Yeah, that works.
All right, cool. Tired?
Yeah.
You did a good job, baby. Thank you. Yeah, give me a kissy. Thank you. Guys, the fact, listen, fact of the matter is, if you're going to be successful, you have to have good people behind you that literally will just drop everything and take care of business when it's got to get done. That's Jen right here. Facts. Poor thing. Ready for the hotel, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. All right. Let's get this unloaded. I still got video to edit, too. Is what it is. Yeah, it's just the way of it, guys. If you're going to have success in life, you got to have great people behind you. I mean, you probably can do it yourself, but it's so much easier if you got good people right behind you that actually, care about you and take care of business. I mean, who else is going to literally drive 8 hours to bring you a set of differentials? That's the other thing, important thing to understand here when it comes to this. Long story short, what happened was I went ahead and loaded on Tuesday, kind of late morning, the load that's up here that I brought here with me. After we loaded, I went home, I edited video, and then I went to service the truck. Servicing the truck, I used to always say, and I still believe, that the best inspection tool you're ever going to have as far as owning and operating a truck is a grease gun. So I was underneath the truck greasing it, and that's when I found that that's when I found the cause of a vibration. It only seemed to have a very mild vibration empty. Now, when I went down to Green APU to go get the APU installed, I thought I felt it, but then when I left there, I went to get loaded. When I was loaded, everything drove normal. After I got unloaded, it felt like it was back. I'm like, all right, something's not quite right. So when I greased it, I found that the rear differential, the pinion was shot and the yoke was loose on the pinion. So not only was the pinion bouncing around, the yoke was bouncing around on the pinion shaft.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull. I'll do it separately, but I'll throw them on there.
Okay. I'll let you hook them where you want on the diff, and I'll throw them up over your forks if you need. Now, do you know if they're planning on working on the truck tonight, or are they gonna wait till morning to have the crew that started it finish it?
I'm not sure. I think they're waiting until the morning. Yeah, the guy that started it's gone obviously for the day. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I think they're gonna wait for the morning.
That's what I was told, but I didn't know if plans had changed. Because I had went to sleep in the truck, obviously, for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were in there. And then all of a sudden I saw you. All right, well, that should be good.
What? Have anything else to do?
All right. Yeah, I'll scoop it and then we'll throw it on the tire over there.
Yeah, I have no desire to keep them tires. Actually, you know what? Leave the tires in the truck bed because we're gonna take I gotta take the old ones back.
Okay.
Badger's being nice enough to not charge me for the core charge on them. You got it. Keep coming. All right, you're good there. You're good. Just bring it back a little bit. I'll push the tire with it. Yeah, it's on the fork solid, so you're good. You want to put the tire on the pallet or?
The tire? Yeah.
You do the rehooking. Badger rebuild down in just outside of Milwaukee. Actually, where are you from? I'm originally from New Jersey, but no, I live out by Green Bay. These are the guys that rebuilt my transmission for me. About 2 years ago, I guess. 2 years ish, maybe like. No, exactly. Couldn't get me anything until like maybe Tuesday. So I brought a load here up to the airport and dropped it Wednesday morning. Yesterday, technically till still today. So I had all day, keeping it here to just wait today, and a Friday got to reload and take it to Denver. So when I found this right after I loaded, I'm like, now what do I do? So I just rolled the dice. I'm like, all right, hopefully somebody will get a diff.
Yeah.
And then, you guys were able to get to it. I was like, all right, awesome. Now I just got to find a part. And the only one I could find was Badger. So I called her. I'm like, babe, I hate to ask you. Go down to Brookfield. That's 2 hours drive. Go get them, pay for them. They're nice enough to not charge me the core charge. They know I'll bring them back. And then, like, babe, I have to have you come all the way up here to Minneapolis and drop them off. So that's like 9 hours driving. And she don't only drive this, I do. So
yeah, I got a picture sent to me this morning. It was showing up this morning, or when I woke up this morning, I saw it. I'm like, pretty much hell with it. Then I come in today and I saw it. So yeah, it's like truck.
I appreciate that. This is old truck life, man.
Granted.
It's not like transmissions just don't go out on trucks that are like 40 years old. Trouble was I didn't exactly know what I had, being it so old.
Oh yeah.
So they could have changed the ratio. And my answer was the forward diff wasn't long for this life either. So I'm like, all right, let me just, if we're gonna do it, do them both. The pinion is wobbling in the housing, and then the yoke was wobbling on the pinion. I was like, how does that happen?
We've seen it quite a few times with that yoke comes to this whole yoke line you just leave the chain right on that one, bro.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got side shift on your Fords.
Yeah, I know. So I grabbed this one.
Excellent. Thank you much. Alrighty. Yeah, long story short, what happened was like I was saying earlier, long story short, I loaded up the truck and then I went to the shop, dropped it off, went home, edited video, went and serviced it. And that's when I found how bad it was. I was like, okay, now what do I do? Okay, I had to take that load here, deliver it Wednesday, babysit it, sit around, wait for it, which, we get paid for that, so that's fine. It's just that, what do I now do with a broken truck? And do I gamble with it, try to take it out to Denver? Do I turn around and go back home? What if it doesn't make it back home? If that rear end, the one differential in the rear, I could have done that, but it would really been a time crunch to get not one, but two differentials done in literally one day. That's 5 hours drive home, go down to Badger, get the diffs, turn around and come back, then install both of them, and then drive the 5 hours back here to be ready to load up at the airport on Friday morning. That just was too much. So my answer was, okay, if I could find the part, let's get it done. These guys over here, North American Truck and Trailer, they were able to be like, hey, we can actually get you in. We can figure out what you have, what you need. And I already knew the type of differential. We just didn't know the ratio. They ripped that yoke off real quick. They were able to find a differential ratio on the inside of the pinion, on the right where the yoke bolts on it. At that end of that pinion, you could find a marking in there. I'll try to get a picture from yesterday on it. And that's how we figured out, okay, what ratio we had, was able to verify we had 370s, Badger had 370s. Once we had known exactly where we were going to get a diff from, Jen was in motion, hauled ass, got our diffs, and just got them here. So that's been an all-day project. So tomorrow for me, it's kind of chill at the hotel till late morning, and then they'll have my truck back and ready to go. And then Friday we'll pick up as normal. Babe, where's the yokes at? They're in there, huh? All right, excellent. You can tell we just got back from taking the razor out too. Got the windshield right here. Here, hold that, let me grab them. Literally had no time to even clean up. I knew the one yoke was shot, and I'm like, when I Had Jen pick up the diffs. I'm like, listen, just get me the yokes I need. And if I don't need them, I'll put them on the shelf. Because let's not play around. Could you imagine having that where you do a diff and you just can't get the yoke off the old diff, or you find out your yokes are shot and that ruins your whole job? All right, so the next day we came to check out Orwell. He's getting the forward diff in it now. The rear diff is yet to come out. But let me show you the old forward diff. It's right there. It's certainly pretty disgusting looking. Never mind the bubbles from the oil, but there's pitting. You can see some of the pitting on the ring gears. All on them teeth, especially that one right there. Up there you see some. But this one wasn't the one giving us the trouble. This one was, but this is the new one. The old one's still in the truck. But the other thing I want to show you guys I like about Badger, they put their tag on there. They're proud of it. And they want everybody to know. Unit, ratio, the date it was built, and the tech. That's the tech that put it together. Them old dirty units back in the truck, Jen can bring them back. Just center the forks and just shove them. Push out that center rung of the pallet and just shove it in. There you go. Now we're going in further. Just shove it as far as you can, yeah. She literally got to go about 280 miles, so I'm trying to get as much weight directly on the axle, not behind it. There you go. One more. Touch more. That's good right there. That'll work. All right, baby, you're all strapped in, ready to go. Yeah, this time I actually put 3 straps each diff. So I got 2 pulling this one forward, 1 pulling back, and this one I got 2 pulling back, and 1 going forward. Camouflage one right there. They just put them on tires when they shipped them here. Jen wouldn't really know how to do what I just did, and I really wasn't happy about it because had she smashed a brake to hit a deer, or miss a deer I should say, all that would have came forward, pushing that bed wall right into that back of that cab, busting that glass, and That'd be real bad. All right, well, you get yourself all situated. Got your little riding companion all set?
I do.
There he is. With his Flyers jersey. Hi, baby. Give me a kissy. You safe going home. Love you.
Love you too. Here's your
Thank you.
drink.
Oh, thank you very much for saving the day, getting me my parts.
Welcome.
Alrighty. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. Love you.
Love you too. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Alrighty, boys and girls, there she goes. Now we're gonna check inside, see how we're doing. Orwell should be just about done now. I think he's putting drive shafts in it now, or new U-joints on old drive shafts. Happens to everybody every now and again. No harm, no foul, as they say. We've all looked stupid. Even me. Granted, I was starting to get used to that vibration back there. I doubt you guys be able to pick it up or see it or feel it, but it is a lot different than it was.
You got lucky, homie.
CB5.
Canceled your load because they fucking they don't have any of that 300D shit that fucks your drum up.
I was wondering about that. They took one today. I'm like, I don't think they have all that shit here.
They did. They picked it up on Monday and brought it back to 1, so they have to load that shit out of 1 now. You got lucky.
I thought it was a CB fight. What was that epic CB fight getting ready to brew? No. Can't get lucky all the time, right? Everybody was CB fighting. They were as fat as me. Now you know why I do YouTube and drive truck. I cannot sing and dance. I can't even sing. And I damn sure can't dance. That's an interesting spot. Tanker's supposed to stop for railroad tracks, but you gotta stop for a stop sign too. So what do? Come to a stop in the middle of the intersection, blocking the whole thing? when you can see the locomotive tied up over there. Yep, our other driver's still here. That green truck right there. Everybody wants CB510. That's got to be a thing. Make that a thing, guys. Alrighty, we made it. I wonder where our other driver is.